I cannot imagine having this experience without alcohol.
Okay, I had to respond to this video because this gal was talking about something that I can definitely relate to, and I think so many people out there can relate to, where she is planning this weekend trip with her husband and she's talking about what they're going to do, and that she said she cannot imagine doing that without alcohol. And I think so many of us can relate to that. Like, we imagine ourselves on vacation and doing things for fun, and the thought of doing it without a drink in our hand just sounds really boring. As someone who struggled with alcohol for nearly 10 years, alcohol was a part of my daily life, and it was especially part of my vacations and my time off, where I spent as much free time as I could just drinking and enjoying alcohol, and everything I did on a vacation definitely revolved around alcohol. What I've since learned is that the reason that my brain and my mind was so preoccupied with drinking, and why the thought of, going on a vacation and not drinking sounded so terrible for me, really had to do with changes in my brain that happened by repeatedly drinking alcohol and drinking it to excess. Because the thing is, alcohol is extremely rewarding for our brain when we consume it. It's giving us a flood of feel-good hormones and endorphins, and it's giving us more pleasure than we get from other things in life, even if we're having our best day ever or we're on our best vacation ever. And so for me, I could be at a beautiful resort, gorgeous views, time off of work, just thinking, wow, life is so good, and I would still not feel satisfied unless I had a cocktail in my hand. In simple terms, I like to say that my brain was hijacked by the alcohol addiction. But this is why I have become literally obsessed about the Sinclair Method treatment protocol, since it freed me of my alcohol addiction starting in 2017. Because what this treatment did for me is essentially reverse the alcohol addiction from my brain, and over time completely eliminate my desire for alcohol. And the reason this happened is because following this protocol, I actually didn't quit drinking. I started the treatment protocol while I was still drinking, but I started taking Naltrexone beforehand. That's the TSM protocol. And by taking this medicine before drinking, it was blocking some of the reward my brain got when I drank alcohol. And so I would do the same behavior. I would drink, but I wasn't getting the same rewarding effects from it. Now, this isn't to say I felt sick or that drinking just totally sucked or anything. It just wasn't as rewarding. And so, like with anything in life, if it's not as rewarding, we're probably going to want to do it less often. And that's what happened to me through this treatment. I started it as a daily heavy drinker. And over the course of about 8 months, my drinking just continued to reduce over time, to where by about 8 months into the treatment, I was literally drinking a couple of glasses of wine a couple of times a month. And one of the biggest gifts of this treatment that I honestly wasn't totally expecting was that it completely eliminated my craving and my desire for alcohol. Let me tell you, I did not realize how much I was thinking about drinking and craving alcohol and just being mentally preoccupied with alcohol until I went on this treatment, and I started to think about it less. I started to crave it less, and my mind just felt so open to where I was like, wow, I haven't thought about drinking today. When before this treatment, I would start thinking about drinking really around 11 a.m. every single day, and I'd be planning my evening wine ritual, or am I going to drink today, or am I not going to drink today? And so one of the miracles about this treatment is that over time, it not only gradually gives you your control back over alcohol, but it also just reduces your desire for a drink. So in the video, like the gal was talking, she's planning this vacation with her husband, and she can't imagine not drinking on the vacation. But as you desire alcohol less, you start to experience things like that in life, and you just honestly don't feel like drinking. It's not like this craving or this compulsion or this need. It's just like this indifference to alcohol where, yeah, I might have a drink, but I'm not upset if I don't have one. And the reason this treatment is so effective and works in this way is because it works at the root of the alcohol addiction, which is actually inside of the brain. So I used to be someone who literally idolized alcohol. I wanted to have it every day, everywhere, all of the time. And over the course of 1 year on this treatment, I saw myself just fall out of love with alcohol and become totally indifferent to it, where I could have a drink or two here and there, but I wasn't upset if I wasn't having a drink. And I've been a coach in this field now for more than 5 years, and I've seen it do the same for countless others as well. You can learn more about this treatment and the science behind it in this book called The Cure for Alcoholism, The Medically Proven Way to Eliminate Alcohol Addiction by Dr. Eskapa. Also, all of my videos are about it, and I have resources linked in my profile as well. This treatment is completely life-changing. There's been decades of research behind it, but unfortunately it's really unknown, which is why I've become such an advocate for it. It completely changed not only my relationship with alcohol, but that had a massive ripple effect into so many other areas of my life. I hope this information is helpful to someone.